Hello friends, in this problem we will see how we can use work energy theorem to compare the velocity between two ice boats. So this is an example of a race between two ice boats. So here I have two ice boats. So this is first one and this is the second one. So let's call this is a ice boat 1 and this is ice boat 2. The ice boats are basically skating on a frictionless horizontal lake. So this lake is frictionless, that is mu is equals to 0, and this is also given, that is horizontal. The two ice boats have mass m and 2m. So the ice boat 1 has a mass of m and the ice boat 2 has a mass of 2m. The ice boats have identical sails. So this sail and this sail is identical. This means the wind forces that is acting on this and acting on this is equal, and these two forces are F. Also, all other things are same because these two are identical sails. So the wind exerts the same constant force on each ice boat. So wind is exerting a constant force F. Both ice boats experience same amount of force. So they start from rest. So V1 is given, that is velocity of ice boat 1, that is 0, and V2 is also 0 because 2 also starts from rest. And they cross and finish a line at a distance s away. So both starts at this line. So this is the starting line. So basically there is a race and these two ice boats are starting from this line and they finish at this line. So distance between a start to finish is given and this distance is s unit. So the question is, which ice boat crosses the finish line with greater kinetic energy? So which ice boat will have greater kinetic energy? So kinetic energy 1 will be greater or kinetic energy 2 will be greater. So Ke denotes kinetic energy and 1 and 2 denotes basically ice boat 1 and ice boat 2. So how will you calculate? If you remember, kinetic energy is given by formula half times m times b square. So this is the formula for kinetic energy. Now here you have two masses. One mass is m for ice boat 1. For ice boat 2 you have mass 2m. Now you can expect like this has more mass, it will have more kinetic energy. You can think of, that is ice boat 2 has more mass, so it will have higher kinetic energy when it finishes the journey. On the other hand, someone can think mass m, even though it has a smaller mass, it will increase, it will basically gain more velocity. Its acceleration will be more because forces are constant on both sails. So if forces are constant, the smaller mass will gain higher acceleration. So higher acceleration means higher velocity. Higher velocity means higher kinetic energy. So one can expect that mass m can have higher kinetic energy because even though its mass is less, but it will gain a higher velocity. And if you square that, half mv square, so if you square that, one can expect that half mv square term for 1, that is ice boat 1, will be higher and it will have higher kinetic energy. So the question is, how do you decide which ice boat will have higher kinetic energy? Now in this case we will use work energy theorem to decide which will have higher kinetic energy. So what is work energy theorem? Work energy theorem says the total amount of work done is equals to change in kinetic energy. So let us find out the total amount of work done by ice boat 1 as well as ice boat 2. Now in both cases, since this is a frictionless surface, there is no force acting here, there is no force acting here. So we will consider only in this direction because other direction forces doesn't matter, and in this case all forces are 0 because this is a frictionless surface. So in this direction, displacement is S and the force is F. Either you consider ice boat 1 or you consider ice boat 2. In both cases, the magnitude of force is F and the displacement is S. So how much is the work done? So you can write work done is nothing but F dot S, and you can simply write F magnitude of F magnitude of S, that is displacement, and then cos phi. In this case, displacement and force both are in the same direction, that is the angle between displacement and force is 0. So I can simply write this as a magnitude of force, magnitude of displacement, and cos of 0 degree, which is equals to 1. So I can write F times S. So magnitude of F is F and displacement traveled is S. So this is the amount of work that has been done on both the ice boats. So both ice boat has experienced same amount of work, and that is Fs. So change in kinetic energy in both cases will be nothing but F times S, because this is the work energy theorem. Now both starts from rest, that is change in kinetic energy is equals to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. Since both starts from the rest, initial kinetic energy is 0. So final kinetic energy I can write is nothing but final kinetic energy in both cases is equals to Fs. So you see, in this case, both ice boat will have same kinetic energy, and the magnitude of this is F into S. So one important point in this problem, B does not require how much time it takes from 1 to 2, that is from a start point to finish point. It is not required to calculate the change in kinetic energy, because the work energy theorem it does not consider time, it only considers the displacement, and that's why in this problem time is not required. Which one is taking more time and which one is taking less time is another issue, but to find the kinetic energy, final kinetic energy, time is not required. We can also find the final velocity in both cases. That is the second part of the problem. So which ice boat crosses the finish line with greater velocity? So we said both crosses the finish line with the same kinetic energy, but which will have greater velocity? You can basically find easily. There are two methods. You can either use final kinetic energy equals to F into S, or you can also use this kinematical equations. Since I know the final kinetic energy, now I can calculate the velocity of each ice boat at the end. For example, if I consider 1, that is ice boat number 1, I can write kinetic energy is equals to half times m times velocity square, and this is the final velocity is equals to, and the final kinetic energy I know, that is nothing but F times S. So from here I can calculate velocity is equals to 2Fs divided by m. Similarly, for ice boat number 2, I can calculate the velocity. So I can write half mv square, but in this case mass is 2m and the velocity is v. So half mv square is equals to Fs, and 2 cancels. So I can write v is equals to Fs by m, and then I have to take the square root. So this mass, that is 2m, will reach here with a velocity of under root Fs by m, and this mass that will reach here at a velocity of 2Fs by m. So you see, the ice boat number 1 will be having higher velocity, greater velocity compared to the mass that is having 2m, that is particle number 2, the ice boat number 2. And that is logical, because this has a smaller mass, so it will have higher acceleration and it will gain more velocity, and that's why the final velocity in this case is higher compared to the ice boat number 2. Thank you. I think So in this video we learned how you can use work energy theorem to compare the velocity when forces are not acting. So in this video we learned how you can calculate the total amount of work. So in this video we learned how you can compare the velocities of two ice boards. Hope you have liked this video, and if you like, then please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you. I will see you in the next video.